Hey y'all, welcome back to Keeping Up with KJ. If you're new here, my name is Kanisha and I'm a first-time home buyer who is transforming my first home one DIY project at a time. This video is going to be the first of a series where I'm going to take you along all the way from the planning to the execution of my living room refresh. There are going to be some things that I'm going to keep, but there are also going to be some things that I'm going to change up. The main focus of this project is to get me a new couch. So the couch that I have right now is aesthetically pleasing. It matched the style that I had when I first got it, but I am looking for something a little bit more comfy and relaxing where I can kind of come into my home, feel warm and cozy, and then just plop in the corner of an L-shaped section. Y'all, I cannot say the words. Plop in the corner of an L-shaped sectional and just relax. Some other things that I'm going to change. So I had a failed IKEA hack. I'll talk about that a little bit more later, but that TV stand just has to go. I also want to get a new dining room set. I want to keep the curtains. I'm going to do a little bit to the entryway. There's a lot going on, y'all. So if you're ready to transform your home, but you don't know where to get started, this video is all about the planning of this process. So be sure to keep watching because it's time to start keeping up with KJ. Alrighty, y'all. So I had, it's not pulled up. So I have my mood board pulled up. So I'm going to talk to you all about how I create my mood boards and what I did for this project. So you will need a Canva subscription in order to do like the process behind creating the mood boards. So I just add all my images from the internet, but once I add them in, I go in and I remove the background. And I do see that the removing background feature is a part of the subscription or a subscription to Canva. 10 out of 10, recommend, highly worth it. But again, I'm just adding my pictures in from the websites or the apps that I'm getting these items from. For this project, I have a lot of things on here from Walmart, Amazon, what else we got? And Wayfair are the biggest ones. Sectional couch I have on here. I'm not married to it. This sectional couch is from Amazon, and I'm really nervous about buying a couch from Amazon. I kind of want to be able to go into a showroom, sit on it, relax on it, see how big it actually is in person. I'm going to take my measurements for my space in a second, but I really think I want to get a couch from somewhere that I can go into a showroom. What else we got on here? The new TV stand. I'm going to have to really look at that. That's the vibe that I'm going for, but I don't know if I'm going to get that exact one from Wayfair because I didn't measure it. I just went off of vibes when I went and picked out everything for this mood board. The dining room table. The budget of this project is definitely starting to increase. I will put the totals for all of these items here. But if I start itching up closer to what my budget, the dining room set will have to wait. And then I'm just going to focus on the new sectional, the TV stand, that area of the space. The wallpaper, I don't know what I'm going to do because I'll show you that wall, but it goes really, really high. And I personally don't like heights. Hi, Roscoe. And so I'm not getting up there to wallpaper that wall simply because it is like a two height. I don't know. It's really high. I don't know exactly how high, and I'm not getting up there to find out. So I have to figure out and try to find somebody who will do wallpaper on a really high ceiling for not a lot of money. I haven't even factored that into the budget because I'm just so used to doing everything myself. That slightly made me stressed. We're not going to focus on that. Let's go in. Let's break down this budget. So what I have right now as far as pricing out how much this is going to cost, the couch that I'm looking for an L-shaped sectional. Sectionals are expensive. Couches are expensive. I did not realize how expensive they were. Another thing about ordering from Amazon versus like an actual furniture store is I'm looking for somewhere where I can do no interest for a few months to allow me to pay off the couch. Instead of just having to pay everything in one large lump sum that'll allow me to get the whole project done. My budget for the couch is $1,500. Damn! Fingers crossed that we can stick to that and find something that I actually like. The TV stand that is on the mood board is $420. The accent chair is $180. For all of the pillows and the pillow covers, that would be another $100. And that's just for that space. I didn't even go in and find the price for the dining room table. Now, I already have black chairs similar to the ones that are in that mood board, so I don't think I'm going to get new ones. I did not price out the rug. Rugs are also extremely expensive, y'all. So I need to do some more pricing now that I look at that. But it might just be a phase one where I just do the one side and then worry about the dining room table part later. Alrighty, so when you are talking about transforming spaces and buying furniture and redoing a room, it is really important to make sure that the furniture you want to buy actually fits into the space. So now I'm going to go through and measure this space. So if you can see right now, here is that failed IKEA hack where it is starting to separate from there. I am getting rid of this. This is really long. I put 2 IKEA Calyx shelves together. The next TV stand won't be as long, but I still wanted to be able to fit past the width of the actual TV. And I think this is a 55-inch TV, I think. I have a rug. We're getting rid of the rug. Here's the couch. And then there's Rue. So the layout for this space, I want it to... Let's see if I can show you from this way. So what I'm looking for is the back of the sectional to be here and then to go along that wall right there. It's not going to seem cluttered right here because this isn't going to come down as far. So therefore, I have more room for the couch to kind of extend that way. But I need to measure and see exactly how far that is and how much space I have for that. And then the walkway is this way. So Rue's little playpen is going to be here for a while. Even though he's getting bigger, this is like his calm down zone. So it is what it is on this. I kind of move it and push it out of the way a little bit. But so when you come in, Rue's area is here. Okay, I want the sectional to go probably about to where this couch ends right now, over to the wall, and then extend down that way. So this is the walk space for this area. So this can't really come out too much more. The end of the other part of the sectional will go there. So here and then down there. The TV stand is probably going to come about to, excuse Rue's little toys, about to here. So imagine that these cabinets aren't even here, which will leave a little bit of corner space. Maybe a plant or something in that corner, possibly. And then again, all of this here won't be here as well. The accent chair is going to go here, and hopefully that kind of blocks off this space and makes this feel like an intentional space. And then having a smaller round dining room table will help push everything this way as far as the dining room area, and then make this feel like its own little set space. I would have to look at the square footage of my home. I don't know exactly how many square feet it is. It's not the biggest home, but it's just me. So, I didn't need a lot of space. And this is my first home. This is not my forever home. So again, there's not 5-6 people living in here. That would be a little bit cramped. Oops, we're getting too far that way. Eventually I do want to go and paint this door. The question is, do I want to paint it white or do I want to paint it black? I'm not quite sure about that yet, but I'm going to go in and start doing my measurements to see exactly how much space I have measurement wise for all of this furniture. I am just writing these measurements down on my iPad. Since I have become an iPad girly, I am absolutely in love with the fact that I can write down in my notes, and in these handwritten notes, I can pull them up directly from my phone. So that way when I go in the store or I'm online and I'm just looking real quick, I have all of those measurements and all of the notes that I have for my projects right on hand. So let's get started. I don't know how the size of this couch currently, about 87 inches. If I put this all the way to the wall though, which is quite hard. Wish you buds had hands. Makes this a little bit more difficult. So about 113. The one that I've really been looking at is 120, which is 10 feet, which would be the biggest that I would go. This, yeah. Again, this would be easier with 2 people, but it is what it is. Okay. Okay. So yeah, 120 by 120 is the absolute largest that I can go with for this space. Couch 120 by 120. My TV. My TV is 57 and a half. I don't know how that's the TV size. 57 and a half. So the TV stand needs to be bigger than that. My accent chair probably needs to be about here. And then that still gives a walkway, a direct line from the door here. Or maybe even scoot this up a little bit. And then when I was seeing about the separating the two spaces, I think the back of this chair will be a definitive stop between here and this space. My rug needs to be big enough where like the front of the furniture needs to be, so the front of the couch and the front of the chair needs to be on the rug. I think this is an 8 by 10. Well, maybe not, because that's an 8. And I know that's a long end. Oh, a little over 5 feet. But if that couch, that L is gonna go, maybe do I need a 12 by 12? That was 8. I don't know. I don't need no 12 by 12. I don't even know what size rugs come in. So I'm gonna have to look and see what dimensions the rug actually comes in. But I want, from my understanding, when it comes to design, I'm still learning. You want the front of the furniture items like your couch, your accent chairs, to be on the rug to make the room feel larger. Some people have said that my TV is too high. I didn't mount that. But I can see where the TV can come down and hover right above the TV stand, which is a lot shorter than this because this right here hovers. It's not completely on the ground. So then that would change up that a little bit. And I'm really excited about this smaller dining room table to kind of like make this smaller and intimate. Only when I'm hosting is there someone at all of these tables. At all of these chairs. And the table that I have found is an expandable table. So I will still be able to host the 6 seats when I need to. So I'm excited about that. But again, do not skip the measurement step before you buy the furniture. Some furniture may be too big or too small for your space. And then now things aren't coming together how you would like them to. So be sure to measure your space when you are transforming and buying furniture. Alrighty, y'all. So when it comes to my failed IKEA hack, so I wanted to give a DIY floating TV stand was what my goal was. This is actually one of my most viral videos here on YouTube as far as my shorts. But I always said I was going to go back and put the supports underneath the bottom. I didn't do that. And so now you have all of this gapping right here. And another thing that I don't like is I feel like it just blends in with the wall too much. That was when I was in my everything needs to be white and colorless era, and I am starting to like color and dive a little bit more into that. So I'm looking for something that's going to contrast off of this white. That's why I got something dark as far as the TV stand, and then that wood tone matches the wood tone of the dining room table to kind of bring those things together. So, yes, it was a fail, but regardless, this didn't work out how I wanted it to. So it is what it is. I will be getting a new TV stand, and this isn't to like deter you from DIY. Try it, and if it doesn't work out, we're all learning. We are all still evolving, and we just get better as we go. So now I know more, and I know that I should have added the supports to this, but I didn't. So it's time for a change. This is screwed into the studs in the wall, so I am going to have to go and get some help getting this off of the wall. I'm also going to need some help to lower and most likely move over the TV. But all of those things will come as we start getting into the nitty-gritty parts of the project. Alrighty, so when it comes to choosing a sectional, the only couch that I've ever personally purchased was the one that I currently have. So I'm not an expert on like couches or anything, but couches are expensive. That is definitely the thing that I have learned throughout this process. They are very expensive, especially if you want a sectional, which is the vibe that I'm going for. What I am hoping to do is to put this current couch, my dining room table, all the things that I'm getting rid of except for the IKEA fail, put those things on Facebook Marketplace and hopefully get a little bit of money in cash to kind of go back into this project. So that's the thing. If you're looking to refresh and you want to get rid of the furniture you have, try to sell it. That would give you some money for the changes that you're trying to make. The places that I have looked and went inside of was Rooms to Go. And I just kind of walked around. I didn't look like really hard at that. They did have a few options. So when it comes to what I'm looking for in an L-shaped sectional, I'm looking for like a beige color, more of like on the tan side of beige and not the gray side, because when I'm looking at couches, I'm seeing that that's a thing, like they look more gray than tan. Just because of my color aesthetic, I'm looking for something that has more of a tan base to it. Really love if the covers could come off and they were washable. With 2 dogs, that would be very helpful to me. But if it doesn't, it's not the worst thing in the world because the dogs don't get on the furniture. But I know that Rue likes to just like jump because he's bigger. He can like actually like put his paws on the furniture. So removable covers would be great. Definitely needs to be some sort of L shape sectional. What else am I looking for? Like I want it to be deep. I'm short, I'm 5'3", and I don't want to sit on the couch and let my feet touch the floor. Like I want to be like tucked in the back, like relaxing. Fluffy but firm. Like I want to truly be able to like nap out, like take an amazing nap on this sectional. So if you have anything, any recommendations, you have a couch sectional that matches the things that I'm looking for, be sure to comment them down below. The buying of the sectional is probably going to be one of the later parts. So that's not going to happen immediately. So be sure to comment that down below. If you have any suggestions for me, that would be amazing. Very helpful. I am going to go and look through some more showrooms. So comment down below if you want me to take you all along on my showroom journey as I look for different couch options. But yeah, I just truly want something where I can just sit back, relax, and enjoy watching TV with the pups at my feet. So drop your suggestions down below. Alrighty, y'all. So that's it for the planning of this project. So the next steps that I have are definitely going to be to start listing the bench. Well, I didn't even talk about that. The bench that I had in the entryway, the couch, the table. I'll need to start listing all of those things on Facebook Marketplace because those are things that can kind of take a while to sell. So list those on Facebook Marketplace. Go couch. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say the word sectional. Go sectional shopping. And again, comment down below if you want me to take you all along that journey. I have no idea how to actually do that. It's funny because it's like, yes, and I'm an adult, but like there are some adult things that I have never had to do, like go and shop for couches and look at my options. So I can take you along on that journey if you would like. And then it's time to start ordering some of these things, taking down that failed IKEA hack. Comment down below if you've ever tried out an IKEA hack and it didn't quite work out how you thought it would. But I'm super excited to eventually in the next few weeks, be able to share the entryway transformation with you all, and then just share as this space just kind of starts to change and evolve. So if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, comment any thoughts that you have on the mood board. If you have any questions about how to create a mood board, you can drop those down below as well. And remember, this is only part 1 of this project, so I am going to continue to update you throughout the next few weeks on how this living room refresh goes. So be sure to hit that subscribe button because it's time to start keeping up with KJ. Bye, y'all.